Yes, balamusizaako mwenna. Munansonyiwa zeleeti but yeah, buno bwe budde bwange just kuyitirawo ko kakiyaaye si kakiyaaye but kujjako kwogera ku nsonga. It's late. Nze njagala nnyo ebiri late. Naye nalinga nsoma nze omu ku be baakubanga kibooko z'obwa late kama. So munansonyiwa baganda bange, ebintu byange bya late nnyo. It's because at times ebiseera ebisinga tuba tukyakwasaganya ebyamaka, tukwasaganya emirimu, then ne tunoonyereza ne tukola research, then oluvannyuma ne tulyoka tujja ate tubaweereze. So bwe tuba nga tukeereyeemu kimukigumire naye sigenda batwalira budde bwammwe bungi. Ensonga zange zigenda kubeera bbiri. Mala okukebera netwaka yange nsonga sound kweri. Ensonga esooka ngenda kwogera ku Dr. Stella Nyanzi. Ensonga wenjimala njogere ku muganda waffe eyeeyunze ku kibiina kya okay, sound is okay, video quality is fine, yeah, tujagendera awo. Okay, so software and like obuzibu kulungi ku quality of video, to be honest, because okay, ngenda kwogera ku nsonga ezebbiri eya mukulu Andrew Mwenda eyo joining up people power neya muganda waffe Dr. Stella Nyanzi. Now Dr. Stella Nyanzi najja ne mukolako topic last week nenjogera ku kalulu ka Kampala Central akali akagenda okubeerawo. Ne twogera ku debate eyaliwo wakati we n'omukyala emanyikiddwa nga NUP oba NRM, then ne omukyala amanyikiddwa nga bamuyitani muwala Shamimu Malende, nenzija nenyonyolako wano wali kakati. Nasuubira nti Dr. Stella ajja kukola ki, I thought she's passionate about this position nti ddala akyagala ekifo kino, but unfortunately Dr. Stella amaze okurealizing nti standing for Kampala MP is a long shot, nti ekifo ekyo era kati ayinza obutakisobola. Now the reason as to why kizze bwe kityo is because the self-proclaimed critic alabika enyumba emwokyezza. Now he's playing victim. He has made, not he, she akoze the worst political blunder before even her political journey. Because what we see now with Stella's actions, ziraga she's not ready for the position of MP of Kampala, woman MP Kampala district number 1. Ekyokubiri, tali serious ku kifo. She's in for the money mukozi wa ssente, unfortunately. To be honest, I'm so sad to say these words okuba nti nno bye bino ebintu byendaba mukazi gwembadde ndabirako ennyo, whereas we might disagree on a few things, but I'm one of those people who stood here on this platform, and I'm sorry for all my followers, for those of you who believe in me. I had actually earlier on, just me as a person, I thought that maybe she was the perfect candidate for the district. She's really, really, really not a candidate that is fit for the district. Now, Stella Nyanzi has her own shortfalls. I never zero. I never into maybe I say I never believe season and so on and so forth. We all knew. But the problem is one, nti ekintu akitudde ku another level to show us that ye kyasinga okwagala ssente so si kuweereza bannayuganda so si kulwanirira bannayuganda. It shows a very critical point nti struggle oba ebintu bino bya Easter Revolution ebya people power byabaddemu okumala ebbanga ddene abibaddemu because of money. Ani amuteekamu ssente? Where does she get the money to do all these things? Because even when she's speaking, where ayogera ku protests zazzenga akola, she will tell you that all these protests are funded. That's what she said. Now, does it matter to know who Stella Nyanzi's funder? Because if yazzakola byonna bizze biyamba struggle n'okuweakeninga government ya Museveni n'okugirabisa mu nsonga za human rights ne democracy and so on. But the problem is here. Was there a Simbio Kucha woman MP Kampala district? Wakamala almost what 1 year? Umwaka gweyamala mukomera. Wakadda ovudde mukomera oli very very popular. Nyanzi abantu wali obakutte ku mitima noyingira nogamba notubuza era nojja ne ku Facebook wano notwogera ku bya Bobi Wine Besigye nobihandolinga bulungi. Nova Yonga, you still had the people's support, which was good. I do not castigate Dr. Stella because she's FDC. I think that those issues, they are minute. I don't want to delve into things on FDC or Novichi. I believe they are all opposition. So the narrative, now, but the problem is integrity. Chetsoka. Echokubiri. Abantu okutulaga nti ddala what they truly believe in what they are fighting for. Because if people do not believe in what they are fighting for, we shall find ourselves in the situation that we see Dr. Stella. She's in it right now. Now, ekifo kyaddukanyizibwako kya woman MP Kampala district. Yajayo forms of people power as well as FDC. Ye ne Shamim Malende. Now, kakati nze nabaddawo nendaba mukadde waffe Dr. Stella. She applied for fundraising. Eri omukyala amanyikiddwa nga Ellen DeGeneres, mumumanyi omukyala oyo, ne omukulu amanyikiddwa nga Elton John. Elton John mumumanyi omusajja omuyimbi oyo. Ellen DeGeneres, actually, right now, she's actually, if Stella Nyanzi was wise, this application was made yesterday, I think, 23 hours ago. She wouldn't have made an application to Ellen DeGeneres right now. Because what Ellen DeGeneres is going through right now, it's really, really bad for her. Because because she's a TV host, I'm not sure if Ellen DeGeneres show, Oprah Winfrey show. Chazuuse nti ku show y'omukyalo ono balinga bakozesaako ebintu ebigambo ebiri racist nga onoowulira ebigambo the N-word, onoowulira ebigambo ebitoowola abaddugavu kyekisooka. Ekyokubiri ng'ayisa bubi abakozi be ku show ye ono omukyala amanyikiddwa nga Ellen DeGeneres. So what she's going through a hard time because now she's having a whole lot of bad press, and it is likely that she might lose the show as well as she might lose the dollars. Now, that's one point. The other point is Umukulu Elton John. And all these people have been proponents and supporters of human rights, as well as, especially, supporters of human rights and supporters of the LGBT community, which is, a community, Uganda, when we have but they are called LGBT over here. Now, this I have never seen anywhere. Stella Nyanzi agenda ku Facebook here. Awandika re-application for fundraising. Awandikira abantu bano directly on her wall applying for fundraising. Is this people to fundraise for her? No. But why does she have to put it on her wall? Those are questions we have to ask. Because Zemayanja sagala mutunulire approach yange ku kintu kino ndi anti-LGBT oba no. I'm tackling enneeyisa ya Dr. Stella. Ne greed. I'm trying to show her, to show you guys, whether you are LGBT or not, whether you are human rights defender or not, how greedy she is. This lady is greedy. This is greed. This is real greed. So I want to say Balu Anagamba reapplication for fundraising. My name is Dr. Stella. I'm an academic, researcher, human rights defender, a descendant, protester, and an activist from Uganda. Tujukire mabegako Dr. Stella Nyanzi yaweebwa sente court ne bamudiza n'omulimu gwe Makerere. I don't know, almost 250 million Ugandan shillings. Ne bamudiza n'omulimu. Ne bakola ne bamusasula all the time. But she goes out there, kakati nakola application to be given money. And I'm going to tell you why there is some things that are off in her application. A dissident protester activist from Uganda. I'm running for a political election as a Kampala woman member of parliament for 2021-2026. In February this year, in February this year, I was released upon acquittal from Luzila Women Prison, where I had served 16 months. Most of my sentence for offensive communication against President Yoweri Museveni. I joined the race for Kampala Woman MP during the COVID-19 lockdown in Uganda. During my public media engagements, my opponents and their supporters are masterminding a political smear campaign in which they call me a promoter of homosexuality, a violator of Ugandan and African traditional values, and a dangerous example to the youths. They denigrate my academic defiant activism for and diplomatic advocacy for the human rights of the LGBTIQA plus people. My opponents and their fans assert that my campaigns for political office are heavily funded by white gay men and white lesbian women. In a deeply conservative national context where patriarchy, misogyny, heterosexism, homophobia, and transphobia thrive, this homophobic propaganda is detracting potential supporters from my campaign. I've never denied that I'm a strong ally of the LGBTIQA plus communities in Uganda specifically, but Africa more broadly. I acknowledge my academic production through scholarly journal articles, book chapters, poetry, and conference presentation on same-sex relationships and non-binary genders. I embrace my queer activism and pro-LGBTIQ plus rights advocacy. Indeed, I participated in several local pride marches, variously supported individuals and organizations, and attended diverse processes that challenged the Anti-Homosexuality Bill and the Anti-Homosexuality Act in Uganda. However, I have never received any funding, support either by activism or my political campaign from any white gay man or white lesbian person. This letter is therefore to formally and publicly invite both of you to fund my campaign for political office. My budget is 1.3 billion with a B, billion Ugandan shillings, which is the equivalent of $340,000 US. The funds requested for are too much to afford. Can you please fundraise for me among the LGBTIQA plus people of means? Please generously support my journey from prison to parliament. I look forward to your swift and kind consideration in this matter. Sincerely, Stella Nyanzi Nasako Mukono, PhD aspirant, Kampala Woman Member of Parliament, 2021 and 2026. Now, the points to take away from this whole in the Paruwa Inaji Yawandikide, Baganda Bafe Omuli Elton John, Nemuganda Bafe Amanyikidwanga Erin DeGeneres. Number one, a Baruwa a bit of why would she choose these two people? So Katwino Koiboza. Racha I choose Zingabana Babi. Briefly, Baruwa Chegamba, Stella Nyanzi Mubaruwa Gamba, inti abantu abamuvuganya bagala okozesa ekintu ekyokuba nti nawagira bagalo kimukozesako as a political nga akasa bagalo kimukubanga akasa so that abantu abawagira Stella Nyanzi tebamulonda olwekyo ekyo kisooka kyagambye ng'agamba nti nno abantu abateeka ssente mu Stella Nyanzi nti bantu abawagira ebisiyaga so n'agamba nti ye abadde muwagizi wa bisiyaga era yalwanisa amateeka ag'abasiyazi okubanga battibwa anti-homosexuality bill and so on and so forth. Stella Nyanzi n'agamba nti abantu bagamba nti abadde funded naye n'agamba nti talina yadde n'ekikumi kye yali afunye mu basiyazi okuva mu nsi yonna. N'agamba nti ensonga lwaki awandiise ebbaluwa eno ayagala abakulu bano ababiri Elton John who is a prominent funder of LGBT communities and human rights ne Ellen DeGeneres okumuyambako bamusondere ssente ayagala 1.3 billion akawumbi kamu mu miliyoni 3 akawumbi kamu mu miliyoni 3 ze yeetaaga okuwangula akalulu k'omu Kampala Woman MP zawandikira abantu bano kati n'agamba za dola n'azibaddiza mu dola $34,000 eza dola kati dokita n'agamba nti webanga tebasobodde zimufunira banyonyenyonye gurupu z'abaganda baffe aba LGBTQ ba LGBT babanyonyenyonye eyo mu Amerika eyo gye bali eyo ne wano Elton John wabeere Bungereza abanyonyenyonye awo gonna beekwate mangu beekwate bamusondere ssente zino baziweze olw'ensonga nti n'abataziwezezza tagenda kuwangula Kampala 1.3 billion. Katsoke tutekewo facts. The facts are Chitu has been a ye muntu alwaniridde eddembe ery'abaganda baffe abasiyazi number 1 ye muntu alwaniridde eddembe ly'obuntu era ye muntu alwaniridde Museveni kitegeera yalwaniridde okugyawo obukulembeze bwa President Museveni era nga kyekimu ku byamusibya n'omusibya eyo point that on that point she's right. Now there is a point gyagambye nti ba opponents be baagala okukozesa ekintu kino ekyokuba nti no Stella Nyanzi mbawagire ebisiyaga n'olw'ensonga eyo bagezaako mu kuba akasa nti awagira abasiyazi bamuteekamu ssente biki nti era kyobola abantu kakati abamulonda bagenda kusinziira ku ekyo bagana okuba nga bamulonda. Now that is not true. Maybe nga Nambi yakikozesa ow'NRM naye sinnakiwulirako mu kampu y'amalende era if at all these people were using such propaganda bandikitaddewo ku debate gye balina ku Next Radio but it wasn't even brought up and when I was making analysis last week I talked about the same issue. Now the thing is this we all know that Dr. Stella Nyanzi has been a proponent era muwagizi era abadde activist wa LGBT community which falls under human rights era are protesting against LGBT laws and all this kind of thing. Naye kakati the kyendaba mu kintu kino is nti kakati Nyanzi she doesn't actually believe alinga okay sagala mulowooleza muli mutima nti takkiririza mu rights z'abaganda baffe abali mu LGBTI community wabula from the look of the letter it looks like she's writing the letter for the entire purpose of the money ayagala billion yemu mu miliyoni 3 and I'm going to come to the figure later on because what she's doing here is really deadly. So n'agamba ekirala ekyokubiri nti abantu bangi nnyo bamusibyeko emisango musimanyi abasiyazi be bamuteekamu ssente mu bintu byakola bino na wano na wali. Okay agambye tiwali musiyazi n'omu yali amuwadde ssente oba yali amuwagidde oba yali funds zakola which is fine but do you need to be funded for an ideology you believe in? If you need to be funded for something that you learn, if Kyagulanyi needs to be funded because just imagine if I told Kyagulanyi atandikira okuwandikira abantu bano abali e Bulaaya bani bano Joe Biden mpa ssente gundi mpa ssente tulina LGBT community mu Uganda. Why don't you start with that one? We have LGBT groups in Kampala, in Uganda, Rainbow Project, and so on and so forth. Why don't you start lobbying amongst them? And after lobbying amongst them, actually they can write letters that are backing you up. Then you can proceed to the big fish. But the fact that you fish, only Elton John, Ellen DeGeneres, meaning that you have contact with them. Wabadde yagala kubalabisa ku Facebook yo bantu bakuvume so that you use that as evidence because that's what they wanted. That's what she wanted. I won't say that that's what she wanted, but it's Stella Nyanzi. You cannot do that. Tosobola kukozesa homophobia, tosobola kukozesa LGBTI community. It doesn't people who are in this community. They should have come out and go, please do not use the community in such a way. Because look here, guys. Under someone takes amala y'emyaka age etano, right? Mu myaka etano, those are how many months? Roughly 60 months. I made the math. 60 months, how much money is someone going to get? How much money are they going to make? Because this is where the logic is. How does she come to a tune of 1.3 billion? 340,000 US dollars. How do you come to that? How do you come to that amount? So are you trying to say, okay, if I told the LGBT community, why are you making this obnoxious amount of money, an act of which you are actually an opposition candidate, of which muleta yotola zengeri jogenda kuyamba LGBTI community when you parliament, but you just say, okay, guys, I've never been funded by the LGBT community, so please, for that reason, people are thinking that I'm being funded by you guys, so give me the money. And how much do I need? I need 1.3 billion, 340,000 US dollars, just like that. 1.3 billion for an opposition candidate in parliament. Emyaka etano jagenda okumala mu parliament agenda kufuna let me see how much money I counted here. Because when we look at the months, tugambye emyezi giri calculated wa zibana esasoma kubara munansonyo nakugwa the issue of money. Why? How does she come up with that figure? And is this how they were seeing? I mean, is this how these people give out money just like that, without accountability, without figures? Okay, 5 years time was 12. That is 60 months. We cut it together roughly. Parliament million, right? Million time was 60 months. Come on. Million time was amazing. Kaga. That is 1.5 billion Uganda shillings. 1.5 billion. Kati 1.5 billion. That takoka in the allowance. So roughly only 1.7 billion. Gambe. Asali 1.3 billion. Now, for argument's sake, Stella Nyanzi 1.3 billion. Parliament yabanyonya yochi. So what she's trying to do here is political campaign ye food day. Tachari popi ebyo kugamba bana Uganda tachabina. You know what? Kandabo bansobola kujja sente mbasiyazi. Let me apply ndabo basobola kumpa yoka fundraising. We wakampa then ngene maso ndabe. So that's what she's doing. Kakati wamu walomura akaumbike na akateka no kumpane kakati awo oba FDC muwadde sente oba temuwadde oba FDC muwadde card oba tebamuwadde oba people power mwendo sizo oba mwendo sizo yo mudidi gwagulina wano kukaba ekyokubiri government yakamala okumuwa 250 million emisango gije bamukuba kitegera emisango gije bamukuba already ezo sente yazikubadda azina wano 250 million. Now someone will say okay banange 1.3 billion zezetagisa okuwangula ka okay 1.3 billion zezetagisa okuwangula Kampala. Come on Kampala, look here guys, nze nva mu Kampala oyagala kungamba Nabila Nagai yatekamu 1.3 billion yokumuwangula. Is that what you want to tell me? Okay, roughly Kampala Kampala inaba nonzi bameka 2.5 million constituents chasing abantu abanji. I mean divisions chasing abantu abanji. Tujja kusanga Kawempe is one of the most highly populated divisions. I think Akala Kalulu is not all about money of Kampala. The Kalulu of Kampala is all about strategy. Stella Nyanzi had kicked off well. No way in a sent and pity way. Why hasn't NRM recaptured Kampala? Okay, Nseneko Jari. Katutunirete for overhead mayor. Do you want to tell me Elias Lukwago chimutwalira 1.3 billion to win Kampala? Is that what you want to tell me? Absolutely not. Lukwago cannot spend 1.3 billion to win Kampala. Does Lukwago have that money to win Kampala? 1.3 billion. How does she come to this figure? Omuntu tewetaga 1.3 billion. Wobanga, you are the right candidate. Kampala is an opposition district. By being an opposition district, it means that the money has to be cut. Cut it for you. Secondly, you have a very, very weak NRM candidate, Nambi. She's little known. Tamanyikidwa na kumanyikwa. One NRM. Taina foothold jainza kufuna Kampala because she's NRM. Taksobola career. So how do you come to the figure? Okay, Ojaga manenda ninashami mumarende. Okay. So kakati tugamenti ninashami mumarende. Okay. Oriwo ogama no Kampala yetaga 1.3 billion. Then shami mumarende na yata andiko kuisaka. Logically. This is broad the theft. Stella Nyanzi is the in for the money. She wants the money. That's what that's what she's saying at the moment. The problem is she has no people to help her in her campaign. Kubanga labika wa mutu munene olosonanti yalabika professor yasoma nnyo ebitabo manyi osoma nnyo ebitabo and you are the smartest person in the room. She's a good lady. Like when you speak to her, she's good. These politics have made her bury her political career before it even starts. These are mistakes. Because we have to ask questions. Otekotia e barua kugundi ku Facebook ku buli omagirabe. Okay, do you have to hide it? Definitely not. You don't have to hide it. But if you put the letter out there in the public, it is up for scrutiny. It is up for scrutiny. NRM yenyini echimanyi tesobola kuwangula Kampala to the extent that tesobola na kuteka mu sente ku kifo kya woman MP. Egamba, why would I put money mu woman MP? Shaba. Well, look, omukazi yasewa kubera woman MP we Kampala bali bamita Margaret Ziwa, mukyala wa Captain Francis Babu. The last NRM MP asemba yo kubera mu Kampala. Okay, we might say maybe I use okuba achali NRM or not, but from the look of things, tacha agenda mu State House. Honorable Seneko, ekisanja kye kyasooka yaliyo as NRM. Ekisanja ekyokubiri na teyaliyo as NRM. Actually, I might sense Seneko performed much better when he was an NRM MP within Kampala than when he came back ngatitali we NRM. He has performed really badly as a non-NRM MP because Tumujukira, as an NRM MP within Kampala, she stood up he was very vocal about issues of Mafuta, issues of Nevada, with Chibi Natwala to Gende. So NRM Taylor would Debumala, sorry, Sereko is just Kampala Central anyway. But what I'm talking about, it's overall the mayor. Because the entire Kampala district, Mutuba to Jibara, NRM number MPs will become Kampala. MP wa NRM. How many other MPs? I think Tebasuka Babili. Because Kawempe North, Kawempe South, waliyo Wagundi. Waliyo Latifu and Wansi waliyo Munyagwa. Wogende Naka, waliyo Kabaziguruka. Wogende Rubaga, waliyo, okay, Katolu Wama, Aliao, what. Then you have Kasivante Moses. Ejo ovayo nogende Machindie Alan Sewanyana. Machindie Sabagabo, Sajari Abene. Eriye walala waliyo gundi Kasozi Ibrahim. Where is NRM there? And you come here and tell me Gongabe Kampala, unless Ngovamu Kampala, then I will hear you. But at least I've been able to observe Kampala politics for what? 20 years now. Womango opposition, that is enough for you to be able to win the constituents. So should we expect Dr. Stella is going to start splashing the money? Because this splashing about 1.3 billion. Come on, it's not going to happen. So Dr. Stella Zendaba anti Tacha ina asse ebintu bya zakolerera ne mabega And someone by the way told me about the lady. Omukyala oyo muntu wa sente. Ndiye wano mutabani w'omusiraamu gwe bayita mu maali. Amwagala nnyo. Nze kakati niwe mba mu LGBT community. Nyinza obuteekubisa kifaananyi na Stella kuba nkimanyi ekifaananyi ekyo Stella ayinza okikozesa okunfunirako sente. Is it bad okufunirako sente? If you are woba oyagala oyinza okukkiriza n'akikozesa okufunirako sente. Naye wabanga sente agenda zifuna naye ate nga nagenda naziteeka mu kalulu ng'agenda kuzifuna olumala adduke. Nza akiwulira. Because ojja kwebuuza okay ebifaananyi byonna tubiraba she's all over the place biki alaze evidence yonna agireese which is good. Naye Stella twebuuza ddala ebintu bino obadde obikola out of the real love, out of omutima ogwaga. I mean especially the price. Singa kale wabadde ogambe million 10 I can understand. Naye 1.3 billion? That was a lot of money. Ate n'obagamba nti abantu bampayiriza nti nno abasezi banfandinga soka kati n'olwensonga eyo okukifuulirira ekyaddala nti kati munfandinge muzimpe kati kuba bannumiriza nti muzimpa kati muzimpe. Mukazi wattu Ellen DeGeneres ayina ebizibu. Stella Nyanzi muleke. She's going to lose her own show. Omukazi agenda kuluzinga show ye. Bamutaginze mu kintu. Esaawa zino gakomba gasangula gakomba. Is that what they say in Uganda? But anyway, this is not an attack on Dr. Stella Nyanzi, but anything she puts out there, PGA, all that is up for scrutiny. So, as I beg to okuba nti ndaba nti omukyala tali ready for parliament. She's not ready to legislate. She's not ready to fight. Awatali sente. Kitegeera. Awatali sente, she's not ready to fight. When we yanitandikidde mu community y'abantu bana ababulijjo, people would have given her the money. And okay, if she gets the money, how will we not know? Will she come back on Facebook n'atugamba nti no bamuwadde sente? She started a fundraising campaign. Yakatulagayo mekaze bakamuwa. 10 kye yatulaze. So Dr. Stella, please tuyambe. Tulekemu katono, then tujja kulaba. Akalulu ko kalabika kakukaide, but it's okay. It's okay. Akalulu katwekaba. But these are just political mistakes. Zokola. Now we still have 6 months. If you can really, work your gund, you wait it is. You never know. You never know. So you see, Nabaganti, the good thing with Shamim Cheyakola is one thing is that she's really quiet. Like she's quiet, and whenever she's quiet, it doesn't prompt many questions. And that is what makes her a very, very powerful candidate. Kuba kakati Stella ali eno kakati banaye munsasulire sente za kino kakati munyonyeze za kino ezakiri. So those are all political mistakes that have ezimuzise kuba agamba nti ekyebisiyaga abantu bagenda kikozesa. Everyone, I supported Dr. Stella knowing that she's an LGBTI activist. I knew that. It has my shift from her okubanga mu supporting her. It has nothing to do with her support of LGBTI community or whatever, but it is her conduct. Abantu bonna bakimanyi nti akola kinti she's a human rights defender, she's a supporter of LGBT rights, and people actually because Stella kakati achikozesa to portray herself as a victim. Kakati wewe full victim, then you can you get sympathy and then you get the money. But the thing is that Kakati are playing a victim card, which is good. I mean, because she wants the money, but then she's alleging things that have no evidence, because everyone knew that Dr. Stella Kunsongeyo where she stood, but people supported her initially, but then abantu ekimuziza Dr. Stella support is because the issue of NUP, FDC, and things like that, and the way she has handled those issues on where she falls. Wajagwa. For me, I think Dr. Stella shouldn't have concentrated so much on funding. Never concentrating so much on working out on where she should actually stand that can help her to go through. Because even without 1.3 billion, ngoli strategic, no matter, okay, people power NUP, and I have more chances in NUP and people power. How can I stay in FDC na NUP? Nembanga ndi kam nembanga sibujja bujja sibogolera abantu mbawechitiibwa abantu. I listen to people, they listen to me. No abantu respect obuntu obutonotono bwe buletedde doctor okuba nti na falling out with people and people longer, because people are not do not like Stella Nyanzi because of her mbobate yasoma or bachi. No, it is just these things that she knows that she can actually solve. Those are her big problems. The biggest problem about Stella Nyanzi is not the financial backing. She doesn't need backing from Ellen DeGeneres or Ethan General or anyone. She doesn't need money. She's the first seen in an MP race in Kampala. Sorry. Internet, sorry about the picture. The thing that doctor needs, what she needs is to get her house. Aterezene empisa ze, ayige empisa, ayigene ngeri gyayogeramu n'abantu. Shaba, sikubujjugira, nogoza dda kubira engoma naozina, sikubukira shouting match, n'oganira abantu everywhere, buli kaseera owoggana bwogganye ebice ebyo. People will just get tired of that. Nebagamba, newankubadde nnyo ebyo byokka bye bikyaya Stella Nyanzi. But she's a good person, she's really lively, she's vocal, bichi, But the problem is, she came in a time, Shamim Malende wari, and now Shamim Malende is the entire opposite of Dr. Stella, which is absolutely bad for her to be running for Kampala in this time. Okay. Awo katuveo turabe ku amanyikiddwa nga Andrew Mwenda. Andrew Mwenda yavuddeyo n'agenda n'afuna kadi ya NUP Unity Platform, and he has officially joined the NUP, which is actually a good development. Mwenda to join us. I'm happy to see that this gentleman has actually belonged to a political party that he has registered with for the very first time. And let's first hear ebigambo bye katuyide maiden speech ye yakoze nga yakamala okufuna kadi yenyu nga yakamala okujoininga ekibiina ky'NUP.
NUP spokesperson Joel Senyonyi says he's welcome but has to follow party rules. Veteran journalist and political commentator Andrew Mwenda Friday morning registered as a member of the National Unity Platform NUP and immediately declared intentions to run against Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu for party presidential flag for the 2021 polls. This news was received with mixed reactions on social media. However, People Power and NUP spokesperson Joel Senyonyi says he's welcome but has to follow party rules.
Whatever position that he really wants to vie, they join the party, get a membership card, and then you can aspire for whatever position that there is, and then the people will decide who is weighty enough, who deserves to be in what position. So that's the easier part in my view. If he's serious really about joining the party, he's welcome. We shall know him by his fruits, but clearly looks like he was just trying to make a joke out of this, and the joke has fallen on him.
Speaking to UBC TV, Mwenda said he wants to align NUP to properly challenge the presidency of this country.
I must become a defender and a voice of these people, because remember, NUP, Strong People Power, has a strong brand name, has a strong brand presence, and has strong emotional appeal. Those are important assets that Bobby Wine has built. But it lacks a large number of prominent Ugandans with experience and skills across the whole country to build a mass political base to rally voters. I have the skills to attract those prominent people from all these other parties, including NRM. Half of the NRM MPs and leaders may turn to NUP with me leading it. And that's why they need a person who is very good at fundraising, a person who has great international connections and can but a person who understands public policy, a person who understands the strength and weaknesses of Museveni, a very strong, formidable opponent. When you're going to fight him, you must be very aware that you're up against one of the most celebrated, intelligent titans of politics in Africa. He's a very hard nut to crack. They underestimate him, he beats them every day.
I would actually be happy if he's serious, because he's been saying all manner of crazy things. You know, always singing praises for Mr. Museveni. I guess because he knows which side of his bread is buttered. So if he's serious about joining NUP and joining the forces of change, we are happy with that. We always welcome everybody that decides and says, look, I'm now on the side of the people. I just told you yesterday we welcomed back Ronald Maija, and there's several others that are coming home. So if he's serious, good.
As a citizen of this country, I am deeply aware that Museveni is the president of Uganda, and there are very many good things we can do and achieve by working with him instead of working for him. The problem with those extremists, they think that to work with Museveni means working for him. They think compromising with Museveni means being compromised by Museveni. They think appreciating Museveni's achievements means also endorsing Museveni's failures. And that is the inability of a certain crop of Ugandan opposition leaders to intellectually understand the complexity of reality.
Mwenda believes the reception received at People Power headquarters gives him confidence and support to advance his plans.
I went to NUP thinking it's just a bunch of radical extremists. When I arrived there, in fact, I found very many democratic-minded young people, and they constitute a huge majority. They are radical extremists who would have preferred to lynch me, but who wanted me to be ejected out. And there were maybe 3 or 4, and yet there were about 100 people. And so many young men and women were so excited to see me, and they insisted that I should be registered as a citizen of Uganda if I feel I agree with the party's platform.
Once elected, Mwenda promises to bring on board civility, strategy, police awareness, political depth, military and security knowledge and connections, regional and international experience, and a large network of contacts across the country, region, and the globe.
Let me tell you, if I begin speaking in this country, and I begin speaking to members of NUP, you'll be shocked. I don't think Bobby Wine can even get 20%. I'm going to build a mass political base. Today I went downtown. You cannot believe the people who received me. All construction workers, market vendors, hawkers, taxi drivers, they were welcoming me everywhere and saying, now somebody has come who is serious.
Okay, Andrew Mwenda. I mean, okay, first of all, katusoke tuwanirize omukulu Andrew Mwenda okuyingira ekibiina ky'NUP. Bobi Wine akola amakulu. Bobi Wine akola ebyewuunyisa ebyamagero. Olaba aleeta Mwenda mu NUP. Katusubire n'omwaka guno Mwenda ajja kufuna omubeezi awase n'abaana azaale. Okay, Mwenda, of course, as a career, he's a journalist. You know, he's a veteran journalist. Not Burunji, independent. Now, category jalimu memuli abantu nga ba omwami bamita Charles yeita Kobo ku Twitter. Charles Gundi mera bide Kobo mumyemanyi ya oyo guy alienga akola mu Monitor and so many others. Now, Mwenda agambye nti agenda kuleta experience and skills, international policy, agenda kulinkinga ekibiina outside, agenda kuleta fundraising, agenda kukwata ekibiina kinyonyole, you know, regional politics as well as international politics leading as the president. Agenda kunyonyola military and security knowledge, is bringing military and security knowledge on board. CDA nungi. Agenda gamanti agenda kuleta skills ezigenda okwa-attracting abantu abali mu NRM n'ebibiina ebirala bonna bajje bajoininga NUP. Mwenda agenda tukolera ebintu bingi abadde aliwo oba agenda kwasaganya zino ensi zonna, African Union, UN, EU, zonna azirete mu kintabule ekintu kyetolole West Bulu. Mune nze ngamba Mwenda tumwe ticket tujimwe atandikirewo naye nga aluddewo tumuzayo emyezi emeka kandabe ebyo nagenda bikolera myezi emeka kandabe September tuzanoze myezi nga singa 5 myezi ngene 5 zindoza tumuwe kigundi agenda kuleta political depth mu byobufuzi bya NUP somebody sagala kosa kigambo kino yeka nchikoze waliwo njogera gye twalinanga mu secondary ebyabantu okwagala kale kiwemula naye it's really bad made sigana kikoza twagambanga simanyi fungula something like that so kakati mwenda is that kind of person nti yayagala abantu abalala bamukolere ekkubo then ye mbaje arete knowledge ye yonna. But the problem is one. By the way, if you read books, Mwenda is quoted. Like, so maybe singa abantu basinga bawandika ku Uganda, bawandika ku East Africa, and so on and so forth. They quote Andrew Mwenda. And most of the people write in conjunction with him. They were quoting in articles, they were quoting Kataboke, Independent, and so on and so forth. Because yali akola Rwanda and they were go back. But the truth of the matter is, in that basis, he's good. But the problem is one. Is that number one, it is very bad. It is very, very deadly to have a leader who says that they know everything. But that is a recipe for disaster. Because number one, tawabura. Echokubiri. No one later in songa chinga ye echintu achimanyi. Taina chagenda kukuliriza. Chainzo to saving up positions of advisors. Now, if you get such a kind of person, no mukwa sente nga buli chimwachi mani, international politics amumani, kakati aina leaders eno, aina connections ziwano, aina political depth, mwena aremu aina ya abantu, wana aina wa abantu, wale, I think you wouldn't like such a kind of person to come and lead the country. Twabalina, Godfrey Bina Isa, chusi, yarichi, yari yatura na wandika constitution. Oyagala kungamba Andrew Mwenda ne Godfrey Bina Isa nyasinga amagezi. Mulira. Bina Isa, very wise gentleman. Yaina amagezi. Yali asinga Mwenda amagezi. Mwenda yali amusinga amagezi. Yusuf Chironde Lule. Abasajja basoma Ivy League schools za Uganda mu basomera. Nebagenda ne Bulaya ne basoma. They came back. Nebajja ne bafuga. Yafuga endako mmeka mu Uganda. Chironde. Idi Amin atama na P2. Najja kino nakikwasagala myaka gyemeka 9 nakifuga. Obote drop out najja nakifuga. Mutesa yasoma nagenda ne Sandhurst yamalira. Because every king bagenda nga babasomesa ebyamaje bichi and they went and they basomesa Sandhurst. Yawanga lemeka myaka eje 3 drop out wa university najja namukuba entebe najikuba busu najitwa najibba. Lwaki nti bana abantu nga ba Mwenda bo baleta. I know more. Tamani, okay, but Bobby Wine is not a politician. He's a revolutionary. Ye aliwo kuleta chuka. He's not a person in Bunno kakati in this ideology. NRM ideology batusizawa baganda bange. Abantu bonna abafuga na ideology batusizawa. What a country needs today, Uganda, it doesn't need ideology. Cheyetaga kusoka kusigo okulula musajja. And now, two things. When you're working to uproot an ideology that has corrupted the country, wobokola okujia uprootinga, tojikola nkola jimu ng'omuntu agenda okukyusa government in a, in some sort of a democracy. Nga onolaba mu America, titugenda kuba kalulu mu America, either Joe Biden oba ngenda kulonda gundi Donald Trump. Kakati engeri gye bakyusa government ya America emazeeko emyaka 5. It's not the same way you're going to choose a government emazeeko emyaka 3. Whereas you might use the same means, which is the election. So whatever, at this point, abantu tebagala kuwulira simani international connections ngenda bafunira funding bichi funding Stella nyanzi yazetaga oba yagala banyonya funding gende wa Stella. Because all of these things, how have you been able to identify the problems in people power? NUP nga wajiyingide ku Friday. People power yajiyingide ku Friday naye kakati ssebo yayagala okuwa amateeka. It is not bad okubanga wayingidde, you're very happy, tukwagala nnyo, nze nkwagala, nze I wouldn't say saagala mwenda jje, I'm okay with him. Waba jjajje, but we just need, is he willing to listen? Bamuwadde constitution, bamuwe constitution agisome. Ayagala kwe akimanye nti delegates conference ya NUP yatuula neeronda Honorable Kyagulanyi. Most of these things wewanga ddala ategeera nga is an intellectual, because these days we have quack so-called public intellectuals. We have quack critical thinkers and quack. I don't know what PhD means these days. These people are quacks. Nti tebayagala kuwuliriza, tebawawula. I know more. They are the smartest people in the room. Kakati mwenda, he just needs to understand to mukwase constitution itisebo. Constitution yiyo. Jisome. How have you been able? Who has told you that it is funding that is our problem? Chiringangoli wena vero nengenda nenyonyole ebizibu by'ennaale mu byonna. Nti all of which you guys can preempt. Nogamba ennaale mu inekizibu kino, inekizibu kiri. You know why? It is because gwe ebintu omupiira ogulabira wabweru wa kisaawe, ogulabira ku TV. You don't know what is taking place on the field. Tamanyi kigenda maaso mu playing field. Yalowooza bagenzo kituusa wano ekibiina ne batuuka n'okulaunching ekibiina nga electoral commission tetegedde, alowooza abakituusaawo basiru. His thing is saying that Bobi Wine has been undermining Museveni. Bobi Wine is one candidate. If you want to succeed as a political opposition opponent in Uganda, rule number one, never undermine your opponent. Political campaigns in Uganda, politics in Uganda, people who are not undermining each other, Museveni, he doesn't undermine his opponents. Bobi Wine, he doesn't undermine his opponent. Museveni, Besigye, he doesn't undermine his opponent. Bobi Wine and Museveni. Those three people, they never undermine each other. That is why you see the politics are so tense. Chovola, it is really tense. And when you reach that point in a tense like that, it's a time bomb. It's a time bomb. Very, very, very deadly. So that point, eyo gamba nti aba people power musimanyi agenda tuletera abantu bave mu NRM bajje mu people power. We wabadde ogenda okuwandiisa wazina bameka be wawandiisiza. That is the big question we ask people. Gwe woba oyingidde ekibiina ozina bameka. Era nga bozze bw'oba olina okugenda. Nti Elias Lukwago oyingidde FDC ozze n'abantu bameka. Cause ekibiina kikolebwa bantu. Tekikolebwa bigambo na ideology. Woba onoonya ideology, NUPS gundi anti yesinga ideology. Ebyo byonna anti ebiina. Maybe kyebulamu fundraising n'abantu. People power doesn't need people. Yeah, kyogedde. People power doesn't need people. Especially people from the NRM. Well, if someone joins, well and good. But it is not going out there. People, it is NRM that needs people. So if you are looking for people, if you are joining a political party that needs people to join it, you should either join NRM, join ANC, join EMA, join other these political parties. You have come, oze ekamocha, osanze ola y'abantu bazze kwewandiisa ng'atowooza nti bannange ngenda bafunira abantu abasingako ne wano gwe gende najja nakumbi olabe oba baliyo layini genda wano ewakaliga olabe oba waliwo layini y'abantu abasimbi abaagala okujoyininga ekibiina genda wano we bayitawo wano ekyaddondo awali NRM and see if at all there are people who are lining there, but you have come to Kamocha, you are in the queue and no one is there kugamba nti people. No, these people are joining voluntarily out of love. Chovolaba muganda wange nasanyuse nnyo kuba nti yesterday n'agenda ku people power headquarters. Now leader spirit, he was there to note these people are serious. Now point endala yagambye nti yagenze ku headquarters ez'ekibiina we yatuuse ku headquarters yabadde asubira abavubuka omukuba no mwenda muyabadde asubira abavubuka ba people power. I thought ba extremist baagala kunkwata bankube. Okay, naye extremist tebamukubye. Kaakati lwaki gwe wabadde oyagala bakkube? Kitegeera lwaki wabadde oyagala bakkube mukulu Mwenda? Minde katono. Mukulu Mwenda yabadde ayagala bamukube. Okay. Mutebamukubye. Do you know why tebakubye? Number one, ekisooka tebakumanyi. Tebamumanyi. Mwenda tamanyikiddwa muntu wa wansi. Mwenda is only known by bantu bano abasoma New Vision, Daily Monitor, Bukedde Daily, no, Nairo Post. Bana abalaba bi talk shows, simanyi Fourth Estate, simanyi biki, abalaba ebyo. Naye ffe abawuliriza gasimbagane ne bannamawulire, simanyi abajja wano ne tulaba ba Mayanje ekyoto. Abantu bana ababeera ku ba safe bani abo, ba boda abana ba boda abo. Tebakumanyi Mwenda. Because toli mugundi yawe. Tubadde mu life yawe. Sister wo yomu kuba okay bisagala because sebya sister wo. Whereas nakyo kizo kiteeka munti. Gwoba osooka okutuleetera oyo ayabba ssente za UBC. Lwaki ogenda otuleetera abantu abali Mwenda? Tuleetere sister wo ali mu UBC. Oyo gwe twagala. Mulete. Gwe twagala oyo. Gwoba osooka okuleeta sister wo ayabba ssente za UBC oyo ez'ettaka. N'atugamba nti no yalima endiga. Kakati gwe wa ideology. Oyagala kutugamba oyagala tubulira ngeri gye tuyinza kubba naffe. Tugende tulimba obukiiko. Twatunda embuzi ne tugula ettaka ya biliyoni 6. Si we bityo ebikola musajja. Bino bintu byabavubuka ogwamwe gwaggwako mukulu Mwenda. Kati atugambye alina connections mu Eastern Central Africa, international connections, fundraising, funding. That's not part of our problem. Tunyonya funding. Tunyonya sentences is a funding. Chokubiri nagamba nti aina connections mu East mbajja ku connectinga ku linkinga NUP na bichi. And again he's in the wrong party. If at all you have come to do that and that's why you want president. So bango ze tukolera ekyo. Ekyo tukyetaaga. Mukulu Mwenda. Futi twagala connection is at Southern Sudan. Simanyi tuberenda katakashedi. Sakasedi sikashedi owezaire simanyi kakati otuletere salva chiri Mwenda mu bibina byonna ebyetaaga ebintu ebyo jema je ligenda mu jema asmani basayira yakafuluma emirundi emeka okugenda mu nsi zino n'agenda mu America n'agende wa Zimbabwe n'agende Ghana n'agende wa ani kale kiri bwe kiti Wobango yogera ku international connections. Omwaka ebiri egise. Boloza Bobi Wine abadde afuluma Uganda agenda just kulambula ko bulambuzi. Mbwagenze kulaba ku Justice Jackson. Ntiageze kulaba ku Nelson Chamisa akumulaba ko bogeremu. Ndibamuyisa abere ku pano eya Frima. Mbwagenze bugenze kubereyo asinkanye prime minister we Jamaica. You think yabadde agenze bugenze ku kwogera mu lupatwa mugendo bigendo bigamba FDC president wa bitafulumangako. Okay, obutafuluma does it mean it's in connections elsewhere in the world? Of course as it now because muchala wakola mu international organization, but that is not it's just cities which are fair because people are actually coming to Bobi Wine actually exists those afunye gwazi muwadde. It means he's recognized, they know him, it means he has credentials. Because tebajja kuveri bakuwe accolades zezo zonna lwaki tebazi wakale ya Asmani oba lwaki tebazi bamugisa muntu hero bazi wabo. International connections ekyo etwakimala sisi bucha people power. Omulabi against Sweden, against France, bamuchaziza ku Al Jazeera, bamuchaziza ku France 24, bamuchaziza ku CNN, Washington Post yewandise, New York Times zewandise, The Wall Street Journal yewandise, buli lupapula lw'amawulire lumuwandiseeko nga tulina n'abakulembeze ebibiina ebimu nga oli bibiina ebyo abakulembeze baabyo tebabiwandiikangako mu international papers. Mwenda, what are you talking about? Gende wa ANT yeetaaga okumuwandiikako, yeetaaga ye muntu ayetaaga exposure internationally. He doesn't need exposure internationally. era teyetaaga choice enti okumukollectinga n'aba dictators abalala. No, ezo deal zo tuzimanyi. We know how it ended up with the Kagame. Ebyo byewalimba Kagame. Okay, ogambye nti ine experience eno yonna with examples sebo tuleetere example tubabe. Ogambye nti osobola okuleeta funding. How much funding? What experience do you have with the funding? Oyagala tuleetera seza Kagame nga Kagame yagoba tokyali omu ku badvisor be abali batulanga New York. Because mwenda agambye nti nagenda kuleeta fundraising. To show us for amaaso g'abana Uganda gatuli mu ngalo. Wogamba nti wakolako fundraising gitulage gye wakola nti I made a fundraising for such and such a political party oba for such and such a government. Otulage fundraising gye wabakolera ne impact yayo with examples. Otulage abakulembeze be waconnectinga ku mawanga amalala nga gwe ddiira. Ndeko TV yange gena kubaako. Otulage abakulembeze be waconnectinga ebyo byonna bye example by'owadde bye. Oyogedde ku military and security knowledge. Okay. Agambye nti alina military and security knowledge. Now about that point. Nesirabangayo bulijjo ndaba abantu batikira Heroes Day, nenda banga batikira abantu chepe, nenda banga batikira abantu simanyi ono omuzira, ono simanyi yikatonga medo ya zero anako, ono simanyi go basooka okuba essasi mu liiso, ono yakuba essasi eryasooka, filimu ya Museveni tugirabye. I don't mind. Nesikula bankona mu kakale at least Frank Gashumba ye yali ayambaddeko ku kombati y'amagye. Neye mwenda kombati y'amagye tujambalangako. N'osisinkana muhoozi muba mugenze kunywa. Kakati njagala ombulire. Mukulu mwenda gwe byamagye simanyi military and security knowledge gw'obijja wa ssebo. Wewe banga batudde mu Uganda kuba badde okoya Museveni. Crisis meetings mekazi wakatula mungu oli mu solving issues of security and military. Cause wowe yagala nti yagala security knowledge ne military knowledge. Emigo gye bakuba abantu wano. Mistakes zekola n'ebintu ebifaana we bityo. Not only vocal about those issues. Oyagala sebo kumala kuyingira kibiina nti oba bakumala kuwa kadi then oli okobikole. Wakakola bimeka. Agambye nti yagenze mu downtown abantu ne bamwaniriza ne bamukubira engalo ne bamuoganira mwenda wafe. Wishful thinking. Tasobola nakwogera nnyukuta za Luganda 2. With all due respect, Kale. This is the time he should have understood that yali no balancing ebintu bibiri. Yali no balancing Oluganda na balancing n'Oluzungu. And that is not to take away other languages. Actually, singa yali ayogedde Olutoro ogambako Kale. I don't know why these people don't lose their languages. Because it's Olutoro. And the purity in Toro. Ask people lwaki bakubuuza mu Luganda. Naye okimanyi bagenda kubuuza mu Luganda. Naye nalwo gwayagala oba president. Nalwo tosobola dutereeza. Which is not bad. Si kibi okuba nti totereeza Luganda. But you should ask Mama Mbabazi what happened. Yatukanga ku platform okwogera ebigambo ng'awe mulabu wemuzi. N'omuganda singa bayogera mu Luzungu ne bakuvunulira, it would have been better. The reason as to why people like Besije, people like Mao, Kaye, Ne, Museveni, they are popular in these regions is because these people can speak the language. Now, the thing is, this has nothing to be tribalistic. But the issue is, in the central region, ina amawanga manji. And whenever these people come in the central, they adopt the language. And whenever they adopt the language, it becomes more of their second or third languages. To most people, it is either their second or third language. Kakati ojja kusanga muganda wange bamuyita Opio. Opio ng'amanyi Oluzungu kale. Oba kale ojja kusanga muganda wange bayita kale ojja kusanga muganda wange bayita Kale Opio ng'ali kwa Lwa Park teyasoma kigenda wala tamanyi nnyo Luganda teyasoma kigenda wala tamanyi nnyo Luzungu naye ng'amanyi Oluganda amanyi Oluswahili then amanyi n'Olulango oba Olucholi. Now of all those three languages mwendo olulimi lw'oyinza okubeerako close to is Luganda. Kuba Olucholi I highly doubt nti oyinza n'okuba ng'omanyi empeke y'Olucholi. Oluswahili it shows that n'olusabe emmere toluyina. Now the same thing happens to Amama Mbabazi. What would have been his second language or third language, Luganda, he never had it in his pocket. So he struggled. Kati ate nga tayinza kuleeta Lunyankole Lunyakitala kujja ddogerera eno. But on the other hand, you can go in the West, n'okozesa Oluganda, and people will hear you. And you can even have a translator, and people will listen. So language. So nze nabo tetusobola kuwona ticket ya people power kujiwa mukulu Andrew Mwenda olw'ensonga ezo kuba ensonga zonna ze yawadde ziri weak ku bintu people power byetaaga. What is fit for Andrew Mwenda in people power kiki? Number one, akwate olupapula lwa independent lutandika okuwandiika amawulire agali pro NUP. That is what we expect of him. Kyekyo kwate olupapula lwa independent atandike okuwandiika amawulire aga NUP. Kyokubiri, people power tunyonyeza nnyo social media ayinza okwogera ku live videos mu Luzungu akyabuze. So Andrew Mwenda would be the right candidate. Abantu basomye mu people power tuyina bangi abantu basomye buli muntu ali mu people power alina degree. Kaya tuli Dr. Zedriga oba yasoma okumanya yasoma oli omukazi Makerere n'ayitawo n'agenda paka Ntebe n'agenda paka Belgium gye yabimalira ebitabo bye Dr. Zedriga ne experience gyalina mu NGOs conflict resolution. Zedriga doctor oyo kaya tumutande wa bali Hana ya baba chagula oyo kati sijja na muogerako kuba toyina wo mutuuka mu myaka ebiri afunye exposure gwe yakutwalira emyaka 3 okusoma yakayingira ebyobufuzi 2 years tumuwadde kye tuyita master bamuwadde kye bayita master class ne bamu bachita bacha okubuusa ebibiina ne bamubuusa ebibiina mangu he has learned practically see theory ebya mwenda bya theory. 50% of Ugandan population is not, but 60%, if you get that 60% dimes the 80% of Ugandan population, Ugandans will be very poor by 60% and 20%. We see President Museveni in 60% and 1960. You see, no quarter tape, yeah? No rewinding, anger would be playing. That's how it sounds. 60%. Ebintu byete biri practical. Yajja kudda 60% of Uganda population. Nah. Kitegeeza communication skills taina. He's poor. He's poor. Yaganye nti kasita n'atuuka. Agambye nze nenvaayo ne ntandika okwogera nze. Ye, Mwenda, no, tewali akuyimiriramu mu kwogera. But it is just substance. Era abakutya abantu abasinga mu Uganda mutya Luzungu. That is the problem. May you go breaking it down point by point. What he speaks. Temubeera mu nsonga ziri awo. All of the issues is abayogeddeko, they can easily be rebutted. I didn't even have to go and make research about Mwenda. I just had to listen to the clip. Let me just go on. Very simple. You don't have to rebut to. You don't have to rebut Andrew Mwenda. Andrew Mwenda But the problem is you always have to rewind and forth. Because I is our percentage, not a new I is our percentage. 60% of Uganda population. No Kazayo. What will the 6 times of my get there in 90%? President Museveni government. That is the only challenge that you can have when you are battling Mwenda. But when you get the words clearly, tell me point. Dr. Stella Nyanzi. Stella Nyanzi is a good activist. Muntu wa vawo mpitewo. Ebe byasobola. Ne Stella Nyanzi si mulungi mu debate. Ne research gwagenze mu field ye gye yakola mu research ye nnyini. There she must be good. Naye field ya politics okunyonyereza n'akola research oyo. Then nadira research oyo nafuna engeri because okunyonyereza it is different okubanga oli knowledgeable but delivering the content nga osobola okunyonyola content yoyo n'omuntu owawansi avuga ekigaali n'amutegeera that is a completely different thing. So okubanga content yomina knowledge ogina ebintu yogera, how do you speak these words, how do you deliver them? I was very surprised for a researcher, a PhD researcher Owe Makerere Misiri Makerere Institute of Social Research ngataina the statistics ya tuwa wali kugundi ku next radio then musubira okutuwa statistics sound kama aona yogedde yes doctor yes naye yaddama I want to sit with my sister Nabila here and I asked Nabila what happened yaddamu kubya oh Nabi you stole people's money of the hijab. Come on. Shamimu, you have to respect me, Shamimu, if you don't respect me. Yeah. No, I was research. Whoa. Oh, boy, no, whoa. Come on, Stella Nyanzi. See, not rubber statistics. See, not rubber, sent buzz, no, sent a bazili, research, chitwagala, chibaita research. Naye, very gundi baba bachita kwagala nnyo oba n'okwagala ennyo struggle kibi okimanyi nti n'olw'ekiseera omuntu w'otuuka n'oyagala ennyo waliwo ekintu kye bagamba mu ddiini nti so radical to the extent that you become a non-believer. If you become very radical fe mu Busiraamu batugamba ekintu and I always follow this issue nti eddiini y'Obusiraamu ddiini ya wakati. You don't have to be very extreme, you don't have to be very radical and extreme, you have to be tolerant. On the other hand, you don't have to be so tolerant to the extent that you lose your values of your religion. Now that is where you will find the people. Yo, mama wange simusilamu, tata wange simusilamu. Oh, mubakwate bonna mubatte mubasanjage mumalawo babi bonnabo. Sibulakuba sibasilamu. You nga Quran egamba nti whenever you kill a soul of an individual obanga se abantu bonna abensi, if you kill one person obanga se ensi yonna. Later on, if you kill your mom, no one could listen to Islam. In Islam, you have to love your mother 4 times more than your dad. First time, you have to love your mom. Second, fourth, up to the 4th time. Then, I will know your calling is out. No one could them Islam over Islam. So when you get to that listen, Osanga abantu banabauza, zenjaga nyo struggle, tujifiri nide, they become extremists and fundamentalists. And what comes out of that is these people, they are easily taken off the rail. Easily. All of a sudden, her problem is 1.3 billion. Simple. 1.3 billion. Kali mwenda wabanyonya ebitabo tubina mu people power. Agambye nze njogera n'ennyonyi nezikunkumugga. Bobi Wine teyetaaga kwogera, just listen to his music. Yayita mu music we. Dakiika meka mwenda wayogerera ekitabo kiramba n'akimala waati. N'akwata ennyinnyiri eziri mu Bible zonna n'akoza asobola ozogerera mu ssaawa 2 oba essaawa emwe. Asobola okwogera Bible essaawa egi n'agimala. 1 hour wait, Bible abagikubye wali. Ate nga akubye ey'oluzungu n'akuba n'ey'olutoolo. Zonna 2 mu ssaawa emu mwenda ng'azimaze. Bobi Wine yeetaaga dakiika ezi oluyimba lwa dakiika ezi oba ezi. minutes. 4 minutes. Bobi Wine yetaga dakiika 4. Gwe muwe dakiika 4 oba 3. Olabe. Kakati oleete gwe bayita muganda wa ayogera Bible asobola okwogera Bible okumala essaawa emu n'agyogera n'agivunula. Onoba oyizeemu ki mu ssaawa emu. Naye Bobi Wine akwadde dakiika 4 nakubira oluyimba. Tuliyambale ngule. Okay. Officer Sirana nawe. Okay. Hey, that is what you call music, power, poetry. Dr. Stella Nyanzi yewandiseko mbowe. Nze ndi poet. Bichi theater touch sibanga yo bitonto bibye. Akatabo keta kyakwogerako. It is not bad. This is a very just critical because I really had high expectations of Dr. Stella. The higher you go, the bigger the fall. Wubanga tewegendereza. So we tuba twogera ku basomi abaana b'abantu ba Joel Ssenyonyi. Tayina nsoli gye yali akoze kivanga atandikira kwogera kibiina kya people power. Aliko abaana buya akola masters Makerere asoma mateeka. Mwenda yakola gundi bachelors mu journalism. Awe yakoma kamunyonyerezeeko wano katono nnyo kale tulabe. Ndabe ebitabo bye bakoma. Okay, sichi kuba kakati yeeyita gundi. Yeeyita intellectual public mu America babayita ba public intellectual. Aine emyaka emeka ne yazalibwa 72 amininga yakajambu kulembeze aine emyaka 47. Yasomera Busoga College mwiri n'agenda Makerere n'akola arts in journalism. Yagenda mu University of London n'akola masters in arts in developmental studies. So he calls himself a developmental activist. Award gye yasembayo okuwangula yagiwangula mu 2007 okuva olwo taddanga mu kwogera by'amagezi. Atyo kawana alenda kasiga bati taddanga mu kwogera by'amagezi. Kale ayinza okuba taddanga mu kuba award wezirekeraawo kitegeeza oba tokyalina by'amagezi by'oyogera. Yawangula award okuva 2001 paka omwaka gwa 2007. Kati 13 years later taddanga mufuna award. Kitegeeza byabadde akola byonna bya kisiro. Si bya kisiro naye byabadde akola byonna tebibadde recognized. Kati maybe ayetaaga recognition. Maybe ye musajja mugezi sigana. Lwakuba the problem is people power kyeyetaaga kati si bantu bagezi nnyo. Kati tulina etusobola obbassa abo ba Mwenda. Obateeka ku bagiyita committee kyeno ewandika committee ewandika manifesto. Oyo Mwenda muba mumuteeka. Ate temumuwa manifesto yonna. Oyo smartest guy in the room mumuwa chapter oba footnote ne mumugamba kakati Mwenda wekola ku preface oba kola ku introduction bile ebisigadde tujja tunaba tukwetaaze tujja kuyita kuba ebintu bimusaana amagezi alina mangi kati yafuna amagezi mangi n'afuuka fundamentalist obano bayita ba ISIS abo we batyo mugezi nnyo nti yayitawo omanyi mbagaye nti oluusi ogezi wala like ogweddalu osidwala. Okay, simu. That's not what I mean. And I respect Mwenda because he's quoted in so many books. Naye kakati amagezi alina mangi nnyo. Ajabatira manifesto. Olaba amata. Kwate ettondo ly'effuta weeriti. Ettondo weeriti. Oliteeke mata. Olabe ekijja okubaawo. Gonna gafa. Kakati Mwenda for as long, whereas he's a good person, but he's a very deadly guy. Into onomuteka mu manifesto yo. Ajja kuteka mu ettonde lyalitte. I can assure you. Bana basomye David Louis Lubongoya. Ngoletera Mwenda omwana wuya asomye atuse Harvard yiyo yasoma kugambe bana abana betuzinda basoma ne bava kuba waliwo abasoma ne bajje Makerere ne bayitawo ne bamalire bwayise eyo category weeri eyabaseya Sematimba Judith n'abakoba bo bamalira bwayise kati tulina bana abasoma ne bava Makerere ne bagenda ewandegeya bakantebe ne bamalira eyo Belgium abana ne bagenda Harvard. Louis Lubongoya, David Louis Lubongoya gwe squad ojogerako bana ba Flavia babo bali awo magere basoma haya yugo yizo okuyisaamu amaaso kwabo tuyina Mwenda bamuteeke ku kakiiko akagenda okukola book cover eya manifesto ya people power like nedda kale bamuteekewo bamweyo pages kale akole ku book cover ekyo kimumala. I am one person who believes in he's a good guy, he's a good chitwadde okubanti ekirungi okubanti azze. He has never been part of any political party, for your information. Era kakati kino kyakoze yayinza okulowooza nti alabisiza people power naye ate kyakoze kijjeewo endowooza zeziri zonna zabadde nazo nti kakati now he's under the grip of a particular political party. What is going to be the most shameful thing about Andrew Mwenda is for him to be fired out of the party. But what? Inti ayinza wabanga ina feelings embi like nga Yuda ajja kwagala okufuluma ekibiina mbu naye atandike political party ye. Because bino byayagala okukola asobola okugenda n'abikolera mu political party ye. Lwaki n'obikolera wano twamaze okulongoosa twamaze okufungula ye kakati waayagala ajje akolerewo emikolo gye bwe naye genda ofune ekikyo kyofuna ofungule okole emikolo gye gyoyagala okukola because wowe oyina ekibiina kyo teri ajja kukuba ku mukolo Andrew ojja kubeera presidential nga kabuleta ojja kubeera presidential flag bearer obeere gwe bayita okole ezo zonna connections zoyagala ofune funding ogende mu BNRM obajjeyo obaleete mu kibiina kyo kino ekipya kyojja otandika obona okiyita independent ogende okole international connections olawo oba byangu golowooza ennyonyi eyo nyangu gibuze Bobi Wine olowooza yite mutama ennyonyi eyo girinnya n'owulira nga ekutamye sikulimba nga buli wotuuka ku kisaawe entebe n'ogitunulako wooti n'oli ebimere byawe. The first days are exciting of course for everyone but you reach a time ng'owulira ennyonyi egikooye gwe mubuuze ezo long flights genda Jamaica vaayo genda mu America vaayo genda e Zambia simanyi genda e Zimbabwe genda Ghana bimenya ati mukulu Mwenda ne banno bamuhozi bani ba Cedric ebintu biwaleese birungi nnyo ebirowoozo byo naye osobola okufuna ekibiina nawe kyotandika ebirowoozo ebyo n'obikola eno ebibanga tebiyiseemu osobola okutandika ekibiina kyo n'obikola. So kakati bannaye mwebaziza nnyo okumpuliriza nga njogera ku mukulu Mwenda naye n'ekirala kyemaata notisinga ebintu bibiri by the way and I will talk about it some other time. Ekisooka lwaki tewabaddewo munene wa people power yamwaniriza number one because Mwenda being a big person wanibaddewo munene wa people power oba Ssenyonyi oba Bobi Wine himself or someone golowooza lwaki Bobi Wine oba anyone big n'omuvubuka eyabadde awo nze eyayekubisizza ekifaananyi ne Mwenda saamutegedde simumanyi mbadde njagala nnyo ebintu bye mutunuulira mugende mwebuuza ebibuuzo bino bwe tunaba tukomyewo ku shenda rather than mujja kumbuulira mu kimulowooza. Ekisooka kye twalabye mu bintu bya Mwenda take away points esooka lwaki Mwenda teyayaniriziddwa muntu wa people power yenna tekisooka. Ekyokubiri Simon Muwanga Lutaya owa NBS yabadde akola ki ku people power headquarters yajoyinize NUP oba simanyi mumbulire Simon Muwanga Lutaya. It was my first time to see him in those pictures naye mbadde sikimanyi nti wa NUP so I would like to know yabadde akolawo ki Simon Muwanga Lutaya. Lwaki Honorable Kyagulanyi teyawandiise kujja kwa omukulu Andrew Mwenda ku social media pages ze? Why didn't he welcome him officially? Because abantu welcomings but MPs publicly n'abawa card is a people power. Lwaki Mwenda ye card tebagimwadde publicly oba lwaki teyalinze mande n'afuna card ye. Those are some of the takeaway points. Endala eyinza okuba nga teri connected ku kya Mwenda naye ku ky'abantu abalala. Most of the things I would like you guys to ponder and think about. Mwalabye lawyer wa Kitata. Simanyi oba yabadde wa people power naye namulabye ne mask ya people power. Lawyer wa Kitata. Ekyokubiri, Kitata we yafulumye namulabye ne mask ya red ng'agenze ewa nnyina. Chichi. Chichi. Tuteeke wabbali. Sembayo, Simon, he escorted him from studio as they had bet that they would lynch him. Onagambye nti okay Simon yabadde amuwerekedde. Okay Simon Muwangalutaya so yabadde awerekedde Andrew Mwenda. Tekibanga ate Simon Muwangalutaya ye yabadde agenza okufuna card. Abawandiise ekibiina batubuulire. Abawandiise ekibiina batubuulire. Simon ayinza okuba nga yabadde agenza okufuna card kyekisooka. Ekyokubiri, omusajja gwe bayita basajja mivule. Bannange yajoininga NUP oba kuba naye namulaba ku kitebe. Nze ndaba awo bave nawo kubanga akafo katono nnyo kaakati. Office bazigazi batuwe kisaawe ky'ennambole sibalimba kubanga kaakati abantu bayitiridde obungi. Omukulu basajja mivule namulabye ku office za people NUP ali biki yajoininze oba. Okay. Ekyo mukimbulire they were together in the studio but it is interesting nti Simon Muwanga ate kaakati yagenze ne munne simanyi oba yabadde talina byakukola mu studio okugenda okufuna card ya NUP. But that is quite interesting. Then Simon is working on Balam Radio exactly. Then ate n'omukulu basajja mivule naye namulabye nga naye ali ku NUP. Okay, basajja mivule joined. Okay, that is interesting. That is good. Naye abantu nga bangi abajoining. Mwekamabuye simbubi naye waliwo abantu be bajoining ekibiina n'oyanga oli overwhelmed to the extent that otandika n'okuti nze ntuuka ekiseera naye ntyamu ngenda kuwuliriza ku oyo mwana oyo omusajja oyo Simon Muwanga oba teyeewandiisiza aye kayeewandiisiza abantu nga bajoyininze babasajja mivule bonna bagiyingidde ekibiina. I swear I didn't know that basajja mivule joined. Interesting. Kibiina kinene naye kyensaba people power NUP temwerabira diaspora because ebibiina bingi nnyo byerabidde diaspora. Whenever you forget your diaspora, it is going to be very sad. Whatever you are doing, whatever you're strategizing, the same way you think about Uganda, it is the same way you should think about the diaspora, to be honest. Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me today. Have a great day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.